Imagine owning a second home. Maybe it's a vacation house on the coast. Maybe it's a condo you bought as an investment. Maybe you're a snowbird and your Florida home sits empty for 5 months while you're up north. The house is empty, and in the back of your mind, you're wondering, is the AC still running? Did a pipe leak? Is the mail piling up outside? Did that storm last week do any damage? And if something goes wrong, who's there to catch it? For a lot of homeowners, especially people with second homes, vacation properties, or seasonal residences, that question keeps them up at night. And the answer is simple. They hire someone they trust to be their eyes and their ears. That person visits the home once or twice a week, checks everything, sends photos, catches problems before they become disasters, and they get paid $150 to say $250 a month per home for about 15 to 30 minutes per visit. Today on Moonlight or Die, we're asking, can you make $36,000 a year checking on other people's houses? We're breaking down the cost, the money, the time, and why this under-the-radar service might be the easiest recurring income stream we've ever covered. Welcome to Moonlight or Die, where we break down real business ideas and ask one question. Could you actually build this as a side hustle? No dreams, just numbers and reality. You've got two choices, keep scrolling or start building it after hours. Let's get into it. Here's a reality most people don't think about until they're living it. Empty homes break. AC units fail when no one's there to notice. A small pipe leak turns into a flooded kitchen over 3 weeks. A storm knocks a tree branch onto the roof and it sits there for a month. Packages pile up in the front door, advertising to the entire neighborhood that nobody's home. In Florida alone, there are hundreds of thousands of seasonal residents, vacation homes, and investment properties that sit empty for weeks or months at a time. The owners are somewhere else. They can't check on it. And every day that goes by without someone looking in on the property is another day something could go wrong and nobody catches it. That's where you come in. You're not cleaning the house. You're not mowing the lawn. You're not making repairs. You're the person who walks through the property once or twice a week and makes sure everything is as it should be. You bring in the mail and the packages. You check the AC and the plumbing. You walk the exterior. You look for leaks, damage, pests, anything out of the ordinary. You send the homeowner photos and a quick update. And if something's wrong, you're the one who catches it early before a $50 problem becomes a $5,000 disaster. You're not selling labor, you're selling peace of mind. And that's one of the most valuable things you can offer. All right, let's talk money because that's why you're here. Home concierge services are typically structured as a monthly retainer. Standard pricing runs $100 to say $300 per month per home, depending on visit frequency and responsibilities. Most clients land in that $150 to $250 range for 1 to 2 visits per week. On top of that, you can charge for additional services, letting contractors or cleaners in before an owner arrives, post-storm inspections, preparing the home for, say, a visit. These add $25 to $75 per request. And here's what happens over time. Clients keep adding services. What starts as a basic check-in becomes a full property care relationship. Your ticket per client grows naturally. This might be the lowest startup cost of any business we've actually covered. You need reliable transportation, a phone for communication and photos, and a basic organizational system, a checklist, a spreadsheet, maybe a simple CRM. That's it. You can start this for under $200. This business is not about equipment, it's about trust. Now let's do the $36,000 math. 20 homes at $150 per month. That's $3,000 a month. Over 12 months, you're at $36,000 a year. Bump your average to $200 per home or go to 25 homes and you're pushing $48,000 to $60,000 a year. Your expenses? Gas. That's about it. The margins on this business are almost 100%. And that $200 you invested to start, your first client covers that in the first month. This is where Home Concierge becomes one of the most time-efficient businesses we've ever covered. Each visit takes 15 to 30 minutes. Walk the property, check the systems, bring in the mail, take photos. Send your update. Done. If you're doing 1 to 2 visits per week per home and you've got 20 homes, that's roughly 5 to 8 hours a week. And just like pool cleaning, route efficiency is everything. Cluster your homes by geography. 5 homes in the same community means 5 visits in about 2 hours. Build your route tight and you're earning $3,000 a month for the equivalent of 1 short workday per week. Think about that. You're earning $3,000 a month for 5 to 8 hours of work per week. That's an effective rate of $80 to $140 an hour. And most of that work is driving to the house, walking through it for 15 minutes, and sending a text with photos. Find me a side hustle that's lower effort with higher recurring income. This is a relationship and trust business, so your approach really matters. Start by targeting communities with a high concentration of second homes, vacation properties, and seasonal residents. In Florida, these are everywhere. Coastal towns, golf communities, 55 and older communities, snowbird enclaves. These homeowners need this service. Many of them are actively looking for it and can't find it. Network with realtors. When someone buys a second home or vacation property, one of their first questions is, who can keep an eye out for this when we're not here? If you're on that realtor's referral list, you're getting introduced at the exact moment the buyer needs you. That's a warm lead on a silver platter. Partner with property managers and HOA management companies. They know which homes are seasonal. They know which homes sit empty. And they'd love to have someone reliable to recommend. Post in local Facebook groups and Nextdoor. But here's the key. Don't sell labor. Sell peace of mind. Leaving town for the summer? I'll keep an eye out on your home. Weekly check-ins, photos, and updates so you'll never have to wonder. That's not a service listing. That's a relief. And here's what happens once you land your first few. They tell their friends. Second homeowners know other second homeowners. Snowbirds travel in social circles. One happy client in a community can lead to 5 more. This is a referral machine. Now let me tell you what makes this business get stronger every single month. Clients don't leave. Once someone trusts you with their home, they're not going to switch to a stranger. You become part of their life. They rely on you. They text you before they leave town. They call you when a storm is coming. That relationship doesn't have a churn rate. It has a loyalty rate. And over time, the services grow. What starts as a check on the house once a week becomes, can you let the AC company in on Tuesday? Which becomes, can you have the house ready before we fly in on Friday? Becomes, we need you to coordinate with the landscaper, the pool guy, and the cleaning crew. Your revenue per client grows without you ever having to sell again. They just keep asking for more. All right, let's keep it real, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is all upside. This business lives and dies on trust. You have keys to other people's homes. You're inside their property when they're 1,000 miles away. That's a level of trust that takes time to build and one mistake to lose. You have to be impeccably reliable. Show up when you say you will. Send updates when you say you will. Never, ever cut corners. Communication has to be consistent. These homeowners are paying you for peace of mind. If they don't hear from you, they start worrying, which is the opposite of what they're paying for. A quick text with a photo after every visit goes a long way. It takes you 30 seconds and it's worth every penny for that monthly retainer to them. You're responsible for noticing things. A small water stain on the ceiling, a weird smell near the water heater, a window that doesn't close all the way. If you walk through on autopilot and miss something that turns into a big problem, that's on you. You need a checklist and you need to actually use it every visit. But here's what I want you to hear. The bar for this service is reliability. That's not even a skill. You don't need to know how to fix a leaky pipe. You just need to notice the leaky pipe and make the call. You're the eyes and the ears, not the mechanic. If you're organized, communicative, and dependable, you're already better than 90% of the options that are out there. Okay, so let me paint a picture of who crushes it as a home concierge. You're reliable, like genuinely deeply reliable. You're the person people call when they need something handled because they know you'll follow through. You don't forget, you don't flake. If that's you, this is your business. Maybe you're retired or semi-retired and want steady, low-effort income that keeps you active and connected to your community. Maybe you're someone with a flexible day job who can do check-ins during lunch breaks or early mornings. Maybe you're a stay-at-home parent who can build a route around school, drop-off, and pickup. Maybe you're already doing other home services, pool cleaning, pressure washing, gutter work, and you realize you're already in these neighborhoods. Adding home service check-ins to your service menu is effortless. Same communities, same homeowner profile, one more reoccurring revenue stream. This business does not care about your background. It cares about one thing. Can you show up, pay attention, and communicate? If yes, you're qualified. So, can you make $36,000 a year checking on other people's houses? Here's what I'll tell you. 20 homes at $150 a month get you to $36,000. Grow to 25 homes or bump your average rate and you're going to be pushing $48,000 to $60,000. The startup cost is almost nothing. The margins are nearly 100%. And the work? 15-minute visits and a text with photos. That's not fantasy, this is a plan. Look, home concierge isn't the kind of business that sounds exciting at a barbecue. But you know what does sound exciting? Earning $3,000 a month for 5 to 8 hours of work a week while homeowners are 1,000 miles away, sleeping soundly because they know you're watching their homes. This business is low effort, high trust, and deeply recurring. That's one of the most powerful combinations in business. And here's what I need you to understand. You can do this. I'm not saying this to be motivational. I'm just saying it because this business requires no special skills, no equipment, and no certification. It requires one thing, being the kind of person someone can trust with the keys to their home. If that's you, you could land your first client this month. So if you're sitting here thinking, this could actually work, trust your feelings, because it can. And if you want to go deeper on this idea, or any of the businesses we cover, head over to our website and get on the list. We're putting out guides, breakdowns, and resources every week to help people like you take that first step. And that's what Moonlight or Die is all about. Building something real in the margins of your day. Because sometimes the best way to change your life is to start building it after hours. This is Moonlight or Die. Now go get it.